The genetic structure of the strange life forms known as the Bido remains a mystery. The fact that their DNA has a double helix structure has not been explained. The Bido are the antagonistic force of the R-Type games. They're an alien life form that is trying to take over, and that's what you're fighting against in all these different levels. And I think that's been a constant throughout all the different games in the series. But now we've moved on to a more organic, kind of jungle-based area. We have these bipedal creatures and lots of plant-type life forms that are creating hazards and obstructions as we proceed here. Okay, you can take those out. You can take these strange kind of two-legged enemies out. We do have the ability to go underwater, which we'll probably see more in a second. Okay, our bomb projectile is actually coming in handy here. Taking out the little swarmers, which, woof, that's close. Okay, the yellow crystal projectiles for this ship create that kind of upwards and downwards firing burst pattern, which can be useful in the sections like the one I was just on. But now we are on the next boss. Sort of hanging cocoon looking thing. And what it does is it remains stationary and has different appendages that it sort of pokes out and fills the screen with hazards and projectiles that you have to dodge around. And the little glowy bit you see there on the end is where it actually takes damage. So the challenge for this particular fight is being able to switch sides and hit the weak points while avoiding things like these arms. I wonder if I can launch my force. No, cannot. Cannot go through it to hit it from the other side. Ah! I got boxed in on the side. Fortunately, the checkpoint's right before the boss. But I'll have considerably less power-ups. Get to level 2. Little colored stem things you see poking out. Ah, come on. Of the boss. Actually change the branching paths when you come through here again. If you were to play through the level, I believe it changes the actual layout. Whoops. Which is one of the neat things for R-Type Final. Let's go Andromalius. The fact that there's branching paths means you can sort of experience different versions of the same levels you've played through, and I believe there are some story elements doing so. Alright, this particular ship has a concussive wave cannon that has a burst. I'm going to try and use that to see if I can hit the boss through its body, make this a little bit easier. Okay, got the red one. Okay, yeah, this will work better. I'll be able to punch through the boss and essentially hit it without changing sides. As you can see, the fights tend to get fairly hectic, and you only get one hit. It's a one-hit kill in this particular game. Let's see if we can get a charge shot. Aw.
20 minutes later.
Alright, boss should be almost dead. A couple direct hits is usually enough to kill it. I just suck at avoiding its legs. Alright, 2.2 Twisted Ecology. We unlocked the R9DH Grace Note. A massive shadow threatens the city. This used to be our only refuge. Alright, level 3 is this fight against a large sort of armored carrier looking enemy. For the Andromalius, its red crystal laser projectile is a sort of different form of that oscillating pattern you saw before. It got a pretty forward-focused pathway, so as long as the enemies are directly in front of you, it works pretty well for that. But it doesn't have a big spread, so it doesn't cover a large area. Fortunately, the wave cannon and its burst function works pretty well for crowd control. It's just a little slow to fire. And now we've switched over to a top view as we go alongside the enemy ship here, which is kind of cool. The game does some neat things with perspective and kind of changing the orientation of the camera. Ah! By using L1 and L2, you can change the speed their ship moves, which is kind of useful. If you prefer a bit slower maneuverability, you can ratchet the speed down, or if you want faster, tighter movement, you can increase the speed. And that's not something you see super common in shmups. I kind of like the customizability for R-Type Final. Alright, we'll have the Force orbit in front and try and take out a lot of these. Oh, you can't run into the ship itself in this, that's right. Don't think it's going to be tough to clear this particular level without running out of continues. Ah. Nope, can't go under it. The yellow crystal projectile type for this one is this sort of orbiting... Oh, okay, that's kind of tough to use. I think I'm going to switch ships. We'll go back to the arrowhead. That kind of snaking laser kind of tracks the movement of the ship. It doesn't home in on enemies specifically. That one's kind of weird. I think the more straightforward cannon shot types of the arrowhead are going to be more useful here. That particular shot type is going to be a lot more useful, I think, going forward. Oh. There's a lot of enemies. Whoops. I think I need to destroy that thing on the underside in order to go under it. Ah. Alright, that was all of our continues. I wonder if there's ability to change... Nope. Okay. That was the first run through the game. Obviously, pretty short-lived. But I did want to show how the unlock system works in our type final. If we go to the Bido lab, it gives us information on the enemies and bosses we kill. If we go to the R museum... This is basically our master collection of all the ships we've unlocked. We've got 6 of 99 so far. And as you can see from scrolling through, it's a big area of ships that you unlock. There's a ton of them. But for the sake of showing off content, let's add some of the new ones we've got and see how they perform in level. Number 37, the R9E Midnight Eye. You get a little bit of flavor text explaining the design of the ship. And you can also look at its default loadout for things like the wave cannon, its force type, its bit type, and its missile type. We can register it to our roster of ships we're going to take out. I think I'll add the 3 new ones. We'll try them out since we'll be going through the levels again. The Grace Note, R9DH. This one has a wider beam. It has the same force, defensive force, and shadow bit. The R9A2 Delta is basically a retooled version of the previous ship model. It's got a disperse type wave cannon. It's going to shoot over a sort of larger radius. We'll test all these out.